Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a deep dive into Google Analytics 4, specifically focusing on funnel explorations. This powerful tool can seem complex, but we are here to simplify that today. By the end of this walkthrough, you'll understand how to use funnel explorations to enhance your marketing strategies. Let's get started. Once you guys sign in to GA4, it's going to bring you here to this home screen. From your home screen, you will go to the left-hand nav over here on the side, and we are going to click on Explore. This brings us to the explorations part of the platform. From here, we're going to click on one of the templates at the top. So we're going to click on Funnel Exploration to do our funnel analysis today. So when you click into it, you're likely to see something very similar to this at first. But what we are going to do, I'm actually going to click on this plus sign right here so that we can add our own funnel exploration so that we can walk through the process together step by step. So to do that, we have tab settings right here, and this is where we're going to have all of the eligibility criteria for your funnel. Today, we're going to add the steps and walk through it together. And then once we're finished with that, I'm actually going to come back over here and revisit these tab settings again so that we can hit on a couple of highlights there. So let's get started. We're adding our steps in first. So let's click right here on this pencil, and it will bring up a builder to help walk you through step by step. So for step one, I'm going to try to do something very generic that hopefully all of you can also use. So for step one, let's select view item. So anyone that has viewed a product, this is going to include them. For step two, we are going to add anyone that has added an item to their cart. So let's find our add to cart event, add that in here. Step three, we're going to include a step that includes anyone who has started the checkout process. So let's see what they have called that event. Begin checkout. There we go. Click into that. And then from here, we're going to add in our last step, which is going to be our purchase step. Let's add our purchase event right there, like that. So there you can see it's pretty simple. Very quickly, we've already got all four of our basic behavior steps added into the funnel criteria. I do want to point out just a couple of things. You're able to add parameters if you would like to further customize the events, and you're also able to do like and or clauses and statements. So this right here, you'll see this or option over to the side. So if you click on that, you'll have this or this if you want to have that option for them to have maybe perhaps if they viewed an item or if they searched or something that would allow them to be eligible to be in your funnel. We're not going to do this. I just wanted to show you what that looks like. So let me exit out of that. There's also a time constraint now where you can use time sensitive metrics, and what that will do is allow you to select one of these, and you can select if it's directly followed by or indirectly followed by. And this right here, if you toggle this on, will allow you to pick the time period you would like, and this is going to create the time restraint so that it will then say if someone is going to be included in the next step, they have to have completed that step within the time frame that you have specified. So basically it's saying that if we want to have people included in our step two that have added to cart, from the time they viewed the product, they have to have added to cart within 5 hours for them to then be included into this step. So that's what the time constraints will allow you to do. I'm going to turn this off so that we don't have a time constraint and make sure that's all selected off of there for us. So from here, we've got all of our funnel steps filled in. We are going to click apply. That is going to bring us to this view where we've got a really nice visual and all of our data now at the bottom. what you're going to have will be 2 tabs over on the left-hand side. The first tab is going to be all of your variables. And so this is going to have segments, dimensions, and metrics that you may want to use in your reports throughout the exploration section. And then the next tab over, this is the tab where we're going to actually be inputting the eligibility criteria for the rest of our funnel suggestions that we want. So from here, from these tab settings, you can click on if you want to see a standard or a trended funnel for the visualization. I'm going to let you see what the trended funnel looks like. It is sort of a line graph. It is a bit more confusing to me. I feel like it's harder to digest. I personally prefer the standard funnel view. I think it's also a much better visual to use for presentations, especially if the person isn't as experienced. You will also see this option to make your funnel open. I want to point out that as a default, GA4 will make your funnel closed, and a closed funnel means that to be eligible to fall into the funnel, the user must have completed step 1. However, if you decide to make your funnel open, they could then fall into the funnel at later steps. But once you do fall into the funnel under a step, say for example, you fell into our funnel when you added to cart, but you added to cart once you had searched, but you never wanted to view the product page, you just went ahead, added to cart from the list page. If we opened up this funnel, that would then include you, but the subsequent steps would then still apply for you to still be eligible for this funnel, meaning that you wouldn't be able to skip a step and then complete a step again and still be included in this funnel step. So to be included, you have to have then completed the next subsequent step to then fall into it. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. If you're ever unsure of which type of funnel to use, I would just suggest leaving your funnel closed, as that will be much simpler and easier for your audience to understand. You can add and build additional funnels if you want to see certain behaviors, and that is probably a lot easier anyway. So that way you can just kind of be as specific as you would like to be. From here, you can also add segments now to any of the reports and analysis sections in the explorations part of the platform. And when you come over here to add a segment, you can hit this plus sign and it will bring up the new segment builder. The new segment builder, it's awesome. If you haven't had a chance to try it out, I highly suggest playing around with it. There's lots of new predictive segments that you can use that are super, super beneficial, especially within your performance marketing. But for today's example, we're going to use a template. And if you quickly click down here under technology, we can easily get to our device categories. We're going to add a segment for our mobile traffic, and then we're going to add a segment for our desktop traffic so that it gives us a nice view and 2 sets of data that we can actually compare against each other. Give our chart some context. Perfect. So once we have our mobile devices loaded, we are then going to add another segment for our desktop traffic. To do that, we're going to come back down here, select templates, click on technology, and go to our device category dimension right here. And this time we're going to pick desktop rather than mobile. Click apply. And we're going to title our segment, just put desktop devices, and apply that. So now what we're going to see in our funnel analysis is you're going to have a really good view between mobile and desktop users. And this also really gives you more context so that you can start to see if there's anything that stands out to you within the data. For example, I think something that stands out here would be that there's not a huge variance between the abandonment rate on mobile and desktop devices for steps 1 and 2. They're pretty similar, nothing to be super alarmed about. However, when we get down here to checkout, so the very bottom of our funnel, when we start the checkout process, the abandonment rate jumps from 49% on desktop to almost 80% on mobile. So it definitely looks like there could be something with the mobile checkout experience that is possibly causing friction. Or it could, possibly be that we have users that are using a mobile device and they are shopping around, but they prefer to check out on their desktop devices. So noting this type of data, being able to add segments and then look at the comparison will allow you to be able to understand where some of the friction may be, and where you may possibly want to look and troubleshoot and pulse check to just make sure there's not friction happening there for your customers. So hopefully this was really helpful. I think that the funnel analysis is a bit intimidating, and especially the new setup, it can look a bit overwhelming and confusing if you don't know how to create all the steps and set all of the options up. But once you've done it a couple times, it's actually very simple, and it does give you a really, really great visual and a lot of really, really good data to use. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any specific questions about the funnel exploration reports, let me know. I would love to do another video and address any of your specific questions, and hopefully I will catch you next time. That concludes our walkthrough on funnel explorations in Google Analytics 4. We hope you now have a clear understanding of how to use this tool. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and hope to catch you in the next video.